Welcome to Always Monday Night with your hosts Tina Bay and Chris K.
Hey everybody, how you doing today? This is Always Monday Night with my lovely host Tina Bay. How you doing, girl?
I'm good. How are you doing, Chris
I'm doing
K?
I'm doing great. Like she said, my name is Chris K, and this is our second show, which is going to be interesting. For those who don't know, we call this Always Monday Night because me and Tina talk about wrestling 24/7, and back in the day, wrestling used to be on Mondays. But since we talk about 24/7, it's always Monday for us, so it's always Monday night. And that's why we call it Always Monday Night. So, hey girl, so how was your week? How was wrestling for you this week? How'd you like it? Anything interesting? Anything
Well, I
anything
really on Monday Night Raw, I called it with Bianca Belair and Sonya Deville.
Oh yeah, she did call that. Yes, yes. Soon as Sonya Deville said I got a contract, she texted me and said, "Yeah, it's gonna be her." I'm like, eh. I said, "Well, WrestleMania Backlash is usually rematches of WrestleMania."
Mm-hmm.
What was I wrong? So that was that was one thing. Yeah, that was one. Yeah, actually, I'm glad you mentioned that because I don't think I have that in my notes. So I'm glad you mentioned that. But anyway, yeah, I mean, my take for the weekend so far is it's interesting with the unification belt. I thought that was pretty interesting, and want to do the tag team, which to me can be really fun if they do it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not like a one-time thing, Usos win, that's it. No. You got to have it go back and forth for a little bit,
Like a tournament type of thing.
well, not a tournament because obviously
2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 falls. Or like, I mean, like they did a good little swerve this Monday, but it can't be just like oh, we're gonna fight you at WrestleMania Backlash and Usos win. No. You can't. I would think that the best thing to do is to have RK Bro win the belts first.
Yes,
That
I
would be a
agree.
good swerve. People are not going to expect it. It's going to be a good long running piss off bloodline, so that can be really fun to watch next couple months. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's going to be good, or then again it could be.
Are you ever not going to fall for that?
It could be that again. So yeah, so we'll see. So let's get into some news and notes real fast. I found some little articles the last couple of days and some interesting ones. Mostly WrestleMania stuff. So, but still, of course, we were still talking about WrestleMania because obviously it was one of the big things this weekend. So, I don't know. I follow up on one story last week. I don't know who won. Do you know who won the NXT Tag Championships? Apparently, I think
because they were vacated, right?
The one was vacated, so I heard it was a gauntlet match. Unfortunately, like I said, I'm not a big.
Yes, it was a gauntlet match.
But it was funny if you went on the website before that, and there was actually a few jokes on Twitter about it. There's a Twitter account saying vacant. Goes, hey, look, I won the NXT Championship because they actually took the picture off and it just said vacant. It had the one guy's name up there, but they only had a blank picture and it said vacant. So I thought that was interesting. So I don't know what they did with it, but I gotta look at it see what happened. But like I said, I don't think anybody watches NXT. No one's a big fan.
I like NXT. I like Mandy Rose and Toxic Attraction.
That's I think that's the only thing that's really keeping it on afloat. And Breaker's doing pretty good. I mean,
yeah, I can't believe they put a title on him so early in his career.
Yeah, well,
he's green. He needs a little more work.
Yeah, he's still a little more. And unfortunately, I kind of figured when he had the match again for him on Monday night, he was going to win again. So he was going to win back, which makes sense. I think that was just some hype for the pay-per-views that weekend to have Dolph with the belt, which makes sense. I understand, but it is what it is. It's they WWE in the last 10 years they like passing their belts around like it's hot potato.
Oh, I know, like it's candy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Halloween.
And it's,
go ahead.
The one thing I hate about WWE is the one thing that's annoying with WWE is that you see every person that comes out now, almost every person. Oh, he was Universal Champion one time. Oh, he's been Universal Champion one time. Oh, he was WWE Champion one time. Sheamus, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, Seth. They're all like, it's not like it's like before when it's all like, oh God, like everybody's had the belt. everybody had the U.S. belt. Everybody had the whatchamacallit belt. It's ridiculous. So
It's not prestigious anymore like it
No,
was
it's
back
not.
in the 90s and
It's
80s. Because
it's
you had
not.
one champion, one intercontinental champion. You had, if it was a good day, a women's champion.
Yeah.
And then you had the tag team championship. And that was it.
Yeah.
It was 4 titles. Now there's like fucking 5 titles for every show.
Yeah. So it looks like they're trying to unify the tag team titles, which is, I understand. It makes sense because we said a while back before we even thought about doing the show that it looks like they're gonna bring all the titles out together. Because I remember for a fact, Fox, when they took over WWE, I made a report. Fox did not like the fact that the rosters were split.
Yeah.
There was an article that they did not like split. I think because of that was one of the reasons why. And then COVID came along. Oh, this is the way we can get rid of everybody, blah, blah, blah. Shrink it down, traveling easier, all that, blah, 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 blah. Because now you don't have 60 superstars on each show. You only have maybe, 15, 30? Not even 30. So anyway, so let's get to some news and notes this week real fast. Remember who Joey Mercury is?
Who?
Joey Mercury.
Sounds
Eminem?
familiar.
Eminem?
Oh,
Mercury, yes, from Eminem. He was actually a producer and a former producer for WWE. It says former, so he's not.
Wow.
So guess what he said? This is what he said. Listen to this. Joey Mercury believes WWE's booking of the Women's Tag Team Championship match at WrestleMania 38 was fucking atrocious. Quote.
Yep.
Mercury, a former WWE producer and superstar, reviewed WrestleMania 38 with WSI's James Romero discussing the Women's Tag Team Championship match. He claimed that it lacked logic. In quotes, the match was fucking atrocious. You have great talent in there. It was horrible. Mercury continued, there were no rules, but then we were supposed to be told and believe that the rules mattered. It doesn't make sense. He also added something that we've been talking about. Mercury agrees that Ripley is destined to be a megastar in WWE, but he did not enjoy the way she was presented last week.
Yeah.
Quote, Rhea Ripley, who actually looks like money to me if properly protected and booked, is just cannon fodder for every single talent who's not named Rhea Ripley in there. And then at the end of it, we're supposed to be convinced that she's intimidating and that she's a force to be reckoned with and that nobody ought to fuck with her. He's absolutely right.
Yep.
He's absolutely
He
right.
is.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
I feel like the Rhea Ripley situation, I feel like they buried her before she even got on the main roster.
I think they buried her ever since she lost to Charlotte.
Mm-hmm. She should have kicked Charlotte's ass.
Maybe 3 years now?
3 years ago?
I think 3 WrestleManias. Yeah, I don't understand because I think did Charlotte win the Royal Rumble and won it to fight?
Yes.
How you win Royal Rumble and go after NXT? That makes no sense to me.
No.
They still win the Rumble and say I want the U.S. Championship. What?
What?
Yeah, what? But anyway, yeah, I liked it because he kind of agrees with us. I think Rhea Ripley can be a much bigger person in WWE.
Oh yeah,
you need to be a bigger person in WWE, especially now. You really do. How do you feel about the Roman Reigns match with Brock Lesnar? You think it was short?
Yeah, it was only 9 minutes.
I think it was a little longer than that. I can't remember. I can't remember. Hold on. 12 minutes actually. It was 12 minutes, but
that was close.
It says here Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar faced each other in the main event of WrestleMania 38. There was a speculation that the match might have been cut short due to an injury. However,
that's right.
Yeah, remember Roman was walking out with his arm and stuff like that. I think he was selling a little too much apparently.
Yeah.
While Lesnar's most matches are usually kept short, the ending felt rushed and abrupt, sparking rumors that potential Reigns injury had something to do with it. Dave Meltzer, there's a name, of the Wrestling Observer stated on Sunday night's main event that the match did not deviate from the original plan. The ending was not abrupt, as WWE had planned a short match for the two men, considering that is how they always lay out Brock Lesnar's matches. Which I believe because you're obviously going to do a 35-minute match after you did a 2-day WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the way their matches are laid out is pretty much like I said, it's like I said in the last show, it's, Superman punch, spear, Superman punch, spear, F5, Superman punch, spear. That's their matches are. So,
Yeah.
so I'm not really surprised.
Three
But
moves.
it was a very abrupt ending, which sucked. I think that ruined the show. It ruined the match. It really did.
Yes.
And
I agree.
Here's a fun one for you that I thought was funny. 2022 WWE Hall of Famer The Undertaker reportedly going into podcasting. She's laughing. A new report from Wrestling Votes said Peacock and WWE officials are convinced Taker is launching his own podcast show, which will be similar to Broken Skull Sessions, series hosted by WWE Hall of Famer Steve Austin. Taker's new show is expected to begin airing within the next few months. There's no title or any guest.
It's probably going to be called Rest in Peace.
I mean, what can be the Pollard? I don't know what's the hall.
The Ministry of Darkness.
Yeah, no, that's no. Edge took that one. Edge is taking that one. That's Edge.
Oh yeah, that's right. The House of Edge.
The House of Edge. Yeah, okay. Yeah. House of freaking dude. But anyway, yeah. I mean, I'm not really that surprised because 30 years of keeping his kayfabe. He's getting a little too comfortable now that he's out of his kayfabe. Mm-hmm. He's doing the Last Friday show. That was like, it's not like it wasn't an hour show. That was like 4 episodes. So that's one thing. So he talked a lot. His speech was like 25 minutes long.
Yeah.
So it seems like, he's been quiet for 30 years. He's got a lot to say. So I'm not really that surprised about it. So we'll see.
Well, Bret Hart was the same way. He was long-winded.
Oh yeah, he was always But anyway, so let's go into reviews of some of the shows. Just some quick notes about the shows this past week. Let's start with Lacey Evans on SmackDown. Have you seen this yet? The promo she did.
I did not see the promo.
The promo was pretty much make her look like you said, babyface. When I told you, it was pretty much showing that she had a hard life growing up and this and that. She looked good. She had like looked like she had like army pants on, like kind of, and then she had like a very slinky shirt on, obviously where showing cleavage and stuff. And of course, God forbid, you can just have a t-shirt.
I know.
Anyway, now I'm not complaining. I'm just saying
it must be uncomfortable to have to look that good every day.
And a promo, yeah, but in a promo, like really, she don't even have her boobs hanging out. Come on, let her have a t-shirt on.
Right.
So yeah, that was one thing on the SmackDown I liked. Also, the debut of what was her name? Rachel Gonzalez or
Raquel Gonzalez.
Raquel Gonzalez. Now they changed her name from NXT. What was her name in NXT? Do you know?
Raquel Gonzalez.
I thought it was different. Okay.
No. That
was kind of awkward how they brought her in and had the guys flirt with her and stuff like that, and I thought that was really dumb. I thought that was because apparently she's a powerhouse. Like she towered over the girl she was interviewing, and you're making guys flirt with her. Like, no, that's not. No. That's not how you bring a powerhouse in, especially when you need a powerhouse. You don't need powerhouses come in now. Come on.
Did they change her name?
Yeah, I don't know. The other interesting part of SmackDown, I mean, the big thing about SmackDown, which is what we knew was going to happen, was Roman Reigns wants to unify the tag team titles.
Yeah.
So that, like I said, like we said in the beginning, that could be fun if they really they gotta stretch it out. It can't be a one and done thing.
Exactly.
They have the belts. They gotta because I understand that you only did so much with Brock. Obviously, Brock was here for the last couple months. He was getting that paycheck for WrestleMania, so obviously he had to work for the paycheck, which is fine. But the Usos are full time; they're here all the time. So is Randy Orton and Riddle. You gotta work with it. You gotta work with it. Please just don't let it be the bloodline taking over everything. Like I hope just you can unify.
That is just
what what.
Just the thought of the bloodline having like every single title possible just makes me go, ugh.
That's old
so
school.
Predictable.
That's old school. That's like old Horsemen. Flair had the title. Arn and Tully Blanchard had the tag teams, and Ole would be in the background and stuff, and then you have JJ's. You have it's a brand new Four Horsemen. It's crazy.
Except they're called the Bloodline.
Bloodline, which is a good name. I mean,
we the ones.
Yeah, I like the name.
I do too. I do too.
If you look at it like the way it is, it looks good. Let's move the wall because the only thing really interesting on SmackDown was maybe Lacey Evans and the unification title. That's everything.
Now, did he come out with one belt or two?
Who? Two.
Roman Reigns, two.
Two. He had two.
So they didn't unify
They didn't bring
it
out
yet.
the Undisputed belt yet. So we'll see
Oh,
what's going
wow.
to happen there.
I wish they would just jam it together, make it a big ass title, and
There's
put
a
it on.
rumor. There's a rumor that's coming. They're talking about it. The Undisputed belt is coming. So let's move to Raw. Raw was interesting. Raw was actually pretty good.
It was.
It had some interest. It wasn't great, but it had some interesting parts. They start off the show pretty good with Miz and Cody. I like that they start with Miz and Cody. I like the fact that Cody was fighting Miz. There are people who think that was bad. There was I'm not gonna say the show, but there's a certain show that people were calling and said, "Oh, they ruined Cody Rhodes because he fought the Miz." Dude, really? He's safe to work with. He's simple to work with. He's a name. He's the best. He's one of the best heels on the mic they have. He's great for Cody to work with at the first beginning. Come on, man. He's not gonna fight Rollins again.
Right.
That's gonna build that up. I mean, come on. Anyway, but he did mess up in the promos a couple times.
I also heard that it was okay for him to mess up the promo.
That's fine. Like I said what I was saying to you. Like, I don't know if that was shoot or work because it worked pretty good. So I'm hoping I was playing because it actually was pretty good because it shows that Cody is coming from a different form of wrestling right now, and it shows that he's not Stardust. He's not the Stardust sports entertainer. He's a wrestler now. He's a pro wrestler, and that's what he came back to do was to be a pro wrestler. I'm gonna tell you right now, they even think I'll put him in Stardust again. They're fucking explicit content, folks. They're fucking idiots if they put him in a Stardust.
I like
costume.
the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
It's perfect for him. It's beautiful for him. Don't fuck it up. Do not fuck it up.
Exactly. They'll bury him somehow though, because Vince likes to do that.
No, I mean if they build him up. I mean if they build him up right, and maybe we can get him taking one of the belts from Roman. Maybe. I mean, he comes out. The thing with me is like he comes out with a promo about, "Oh, I want my championship belt and give it to my dad," even though he's not right. That's like the kiss of death. Already, you know he's not gonna win the belt, which is kind of upsetting. Like, come on, you never know. SummerSlam's coming. You never know.
That's right. SummerSlam's right around the corner.
SummerSlam ain't that far away. I mean, you only got.
I was supposed to go to the SummerSlam during the pandemic, but that didn't happen.
Yeah. What we have? Like what? 5? Only 4 pay-per-views before SummerSlam? Yeah,
I think so. So you got WrestleMania.
Well, you got
Backlash
in May, June, July. Yeah, the 5th one.
I think they're going back to Saudi Arabia too this June.
Probably. Who knows? That's a different story for a different show.
Absolutely.
Then the one thing I thought was really funny but really dumb, and I thought was messed up, is they messed up Tommaso Ciampa debut.
I didn't see that part.
Of course not. You know why? Because my buddy was on there. My newfound friend of wrestling. Tommaso Ciampa comes out and goes, "Hey, how you doing? Welcome. Just moved up and a new addition to Raw, Tommaso Ciampa. How you doing? I'm glad to be here." And Ezekiel standing right behind him.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
You mean Elias?
I'm Ezekiel. How you doing? And then here comes Owen. That's Elias. That's Elias. That's not Ezekiel. Listen, man, I'm Ezekiel. I'm not Elias. And he walks away, and Tommaso Ciampa just looks at Kevin Owens and goes, "Oh, that's Ezekiel." Dude, really?
That was a bad line.
Yeah. Another thing
I hate what they did to poor Elias.
Yeah, I don't understand. Another thing they did, which was weird, because we were talking about it, and I even got the emails and tells you a preview for the show, and the preview of the show says Rey Mysterio versus Vern Mahal.
Yeah.
And it was Dominic.
I got the email too.
Yeah, and it was last week they said it was going to be Rey Mysterio. So I don't know what happened now. Maybe they changed it because everybody's like, "Oh, they need a spot. They want them to start turning on each other." Dominic is not ready to be on his own, first of all. So that's got
no, he's still green.
But is there going to be like a thing like because did he have COVID? I didn't see anything about him having COVID, but maybe he had COVID and couldn't do it. I don't know. Or could it be a swerve so when Dominic comes back from him being hurt from this parent, his hold, that he's going to be yelling at Ray like, "Hey, where were you? Why weren't you here to help me?" Blah blah blah. that could start the seeds. We'll see. Also, the championship match, the women's championship match, was apparently not happening because of Rhea having COVID-19. So that's what happened there. Because I was like, wait, wasn't it supposed to be a championship match? But the match was pretty good. We'll see. Hopefully next week it's a pretty good match. And let's go to the main thing about. What was that?
I was gonna say, and Carmella got married.
So did Alexa Bliss. So,
yeah, that's right. Alexa Bliss got married too. To that guy.
I think there's more wrestlers Alexa Bliss than Carmella. I don't think there's any pictures of Carmella. I haven't seen any pictures of Carmella's.
They showed a picture from her Instagram of her.
I would say that's it. That's all I saw.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of pictures of Braun Strowman was there. The Miz.
Oh wow.
Miz was there. Yeah. Nia Jax was at her wedding. Yeah. So we'll see. And then the main event, the RK Bros swerving the Usos, I thought was awesome.
Oh, that was great.
That was awesome. Like, I even said when he was sitting back, when they start arguing back and forth with the Street Profits, I said it would be hysterical if they just walked the fuck out. I would laugh my ass off if RK Bro just went, or if Randy went to middle, like, come on, let's go. And they just start fighting. That would be awesome. But the way they set it up was pretty good. Like I said, you gotta drag this out. This is one of those things you go, this is the one time you can have the belts go back and forth. Like back in the days when the tag teams were really good, the belts went back and forth like crazy. Between the Dudleys and Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys.
Mm-hmm. That was when tag team wrestling was amazing.
And later on, I think it was Benoit and Jericho joined the mix with that sometimes. So they did have a TLC match. I think it was on SmackDown. I think is when Benoit and Jericho won the belts. I think Benoit won it with somebody. I gotta look that up. But anyway, then AEW, I watched AEW. We're actually taping this right after AEW. So AEW this week we actually watched. There was some good stuff. There was a tag team match between the Red Dragon and the Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, who is actually the son of Luke Perry. And boy, does he look like his father.
Who? Jungle Boy?
Jungle Boy is actually Luke Perry from 90210. It's his son.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
Yes, Jim Ross actually called him Jake Perry tonight. So yeah.
Wow.
He does look like him, yeah. And there's a picture of him and his father at some WWE event. Like, first row and shit. So yeah. That was good. That match was actually pretty good. Like, the only thing I don't like is kind of weird is that they're having a stable that's with Regal, Bryan Danielson, and Johnny Moxley, and they just brought Guy Wheeler in with them. The name of the stable is Blackpool Combat Club. I guess Bullet Club was taken. I don't know. I mean, that was just. I was like,
Bullet Club was taken.
Blackpool Club been fine. I don't know why you put combat in there, but yeah. And then
it's like the Viking experience.
Yeah, Viking Raiders, Viking experience. I don't know, whatever you want. Yeah. You ask Vince one thing, you ask Triple H, they have two different names for him. It's whatever. But I'll tell you one thing: the fun part of the night was actually MJF, who was like their version of the Miz, which I think is actually pretty good. He fought Sean Dean, and this guy Warlow came out, which is apparently with MJF's crew, but now he's like kind of separate. He's a big dude. He's almost like he's like a Roman Reigns almost. He's a big dude. And they're doing awesome because MJF is there. They got security and pictures of this guy Warlow all over the place. It's pretty cool. It's a good storyline. I like it. It's a good storyline. But then, we had again, Jericho Appreciation Society. You see this group now? Jericho's got a new group called Jericho Appreciation Society. I guess NWO was taken. I don't know.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean it's pretty good. I mean, it was and Vicky Guerrero's back. Vicky Guerrero's on there again. Vicky Guerrero's in AEW. I forgot she's
Vicky Guerrero. Oh, she's so annoying.
She is so annoying.
Excuse me.
But she's supposed to be annoying. That's what she's for. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we start taping this. We're starting getting ready for the end of the last match of the night was Samoa Joe versus somebody for the TV title. It was Ring of Honor TV title, which I thought was kind of funny because I don't think Ring of Honor has been on TV for almost at least a year. So I was our TV title. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. That's just kind of funny to me. But anyway, so that's pretty much a review of the shows. Anything stand out for you with the shows this week? I mean, we already talked about in the beginning. Do you have with our high and low this week? What is your high for this week? Any ideas?
The high was definitely the tag team championship on Raw. Well, not the championship, but what was it, contenders
match,
with the
yes.
Usos?
Yes, with the Usos. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I like that. It was the low for me this week. I did have a low, but I'm not going to use that low. Actually, no, I am going to lose this low. I was very upset listening to a certain person's podcast. And in this podcast, they were talking about Diamond Dallas Page.
Oh,
and
I love me some DDP.
Yes, DDP. They were talking about, this person was talking about how DDP did not get over in WWE because he wasn't as popular as they thought he was. They said he wasn't popular with WWE fans. The WWE universe at the time when he came into WWE did not know him. I think that's absolute full of shit.
I think it is too, because
do you remember
he's
when
like a household name. Everybody knows who DDP is.
You remember what they brought him in with? Remember what the first thing they did with him was?
No.
You remember? To this day, I'm still pissed off. To the day, like that one TikTok video. To this day.
Yeah.
They brought him in as the stalker. He stalked Undertaker's wife, Sarah, at the time.
That's right.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
Yes,
that is right. I thought
like
that was Brian Pillman at first.
No, that was DDP.
I forgot about that. That's right. He was stalking Sarah.
With the mask on, went in there, took the mask off, and then everybody's like, "Oh my god!" And like, "What the are you doing?" Like, this guy was, like, you asked Diamond Dallas Page. I was thought we would have like a People's Champs kind of thing with him and Rock, and it was like, "Oh, that would never happen." You're stupid. Like, you screwed him up so bad. You screwed up DDP so bad. That guy was so friggin' over in WCW. He was the only guy that probably was over in WCW for so long. The moment he was so like mid-card guy in WCW, because you didn't really watch WCW so much. The moment at one point with NWO, because he was friends with Nash and Scott Hall in real life, and everybody knew that. Because, this is the day when everybody knew everything. Kevin Nash and Scott Hall want him to join the NWO. And he takes his shirt, puts it on. All of a sudden, he's shaking Scott Hall fans, and Nash turns around to the fans. He's got the two sweet symbol up in the air. And all of a sudden, DDP Diamond Cutter Scott Hall.
Ooh!
And Nash turns around and goes, "What the hell?" And then he goes after it, nicks him over. Then DDP goes in the crowd, takes the shirt off, rips, throws away, then does Diamond Cutter. So everyone went nuts because he's already against. So right there, he's not going to be NWO, which is perfect. And ever since then, and then he had a beautiful run with Macho Man. Oh, that was so great. The run he had with Macho Man WCW, Randy Savage went to them and said, "I want to work with him." And they had a great thing going on. I remember to this day, it was funny. It was when you find out that the one of the Nitro Girls was his wife.
Yep.
And, Macho Man had a magazine with Nitro. "Your wife is Kimberly. Oh, you're married to Kimberly." And that
was Shawn Michaels' wife, right? Kimberly?
No, Shawn Michaels' wife was
Whisper. Sorry, Whisper.
Whisper? Okay, man, it was Whisper, yeah. But yeah, Kimberly was his wife for years before. They actually divorced too, actually. He's married to somebody else. They're both married to other people now. But yeah, it was fun to watch, man. There was one time when the Parker was a masked wrestler, really popular. He came out. That was Diamond Dallas Page, dressed up as, and he attacks Macho Man and all that. And then Macho Man goes and thinks that the real Parker is Diamond Dallas Page. And it was awesome. It was great. It was so over. Later on, obviously, the last 2 years, everybody subbed WCW because they don't know what the hell they were doing there. But that era with the NWO, the Monday Night Wars and the highlight, Diamond came out, and when you brought him WWE, first you had this stupid stalker, which is not who DDP is. That's the one thing. He was not. That's not. And then you had this positive Page stuff that this was just so corny. But yeah, I thought that was a low of the week because I really thought for that person to say that, it wasn't the reason why he didn't go over WWE because people didn't know he was. No, there's a lot of people watching. Back in those days, we all were watching both shows.
Yeah.
We were all watching both shows until
commercial. Well, when a commercial would come, you change stations.
So, the thing was, Raw would be on live. Nitro would be on live. But Nitro will play sometimes right after the first Nitro. So you can watch Raw, then put Nitro on if you were up late. So, or what I did was tape it. I taped Raw and watched Nitro. And then go back and watch Raw after Nitro. Yeah, that's how I did it. And then once the whole Wolfpack was starting to split up and all that crap, and the Wolfpack started coming in with the NWO, and that's when it started getting corny. And then then they brought Russo
WCW
up.
Just went kaput.
Yeah,
because Eric Bischoff doesn't. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, Russo came in, and then Bischoff didn't get. They didn't go along. It's a big long story, but yeah, it was great.
hmm
But
I don't like Vince Russo. Sorry. If you're listening,
No.
Vince, I hate you.
I'm not a big Vince Russo fan either. It's funny because like everybody does impressions of him. They all sound the same because it's like, bro, this is how we're gonna do, and that's how he sounds.
He was the New Yorker.
Yeah, New York. Yeah, New York just took a shit on him. He's a big time New Yorker, which is fine. I mean, but the thing is about Vince Russo, people do give Vince credit, and the only thing Vince Russo did was when it came to every match on the card, there was a story behind every match.
Yeah.
Which is you don't see nowadays. You see some matches.
Everything's rushed.
Yeah, everything's rushed. He has things that are going on, which is good. And he's also a big. One of the shows I listened to, he did a lot of work with Goldust.
Yeah.
In the beginning, he worked with Goldust a lot, and he helped Goldust out a lot. And like, that was one thing. Like, apparently, the one promo they had that was outside the Oscars, Vince knew somebody, and then he was able to go there. They would go there early in the morning before the Oscars, after the setup was. So they filmed all that stuff there because apparently Vince Russo knew somebody.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, my low of the week is I don't like the fact that it's the person I listen to this guy's podcast all the time, but I didn't like the fact that he was pretty much just dissing. He's pretty much saying it was DDP's fault, but no, it was your creative that screwed up DDP.
Exactly.
If you brought DDP in as a good guy and just had him go around people and just you fucked that up, and that's one of the reasons why. That's one of the reasons why I stopped watching WWE. There's many periods in the time why I stopped watching WWE. That's one of the reasons why I stopped watching, because you just
I don't blame you.
That like so. For those who don't know, our first episode, we reviewed about WrestleMania. So there's gonna be times we don't have any peer review to talk about. So we're gonna have some topics to talk about, just for fun, just for bullshit ass, how we feel about certain things. This week is going to be, we're going to talk about the Hall of Fame. People who we think belong in the Hall of Fame, people who are not in the Hall of Fame, who we think should not be in the Hall of Fame. And talk about the Hall of Fame in general, which I'm a big fan of the Hall of Fame. How do you feel about the Hall of Fame? Do you like the Hall of Fame?
I do like the Hall of Fame, but I do think that they induct people who don't need to be in there.
Yes, definitely. That's what...
Induct, not deduct.
Trust me, I mumble words too sometimes. You're good. Don't worry about it. We're fine. Anyway, it's like nobody's listening. We're fine. Hopefully, I will change soon.
True.
But anyway, yeah, it's just I think the celebrity people need to be out of the WWE Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. There's only 2 celebrities that belong in the Hall, maybe three.
And one of them, Cyndi Lauper, right?
I don't think she's in the Hall of Fame.
I thought she was.
I don't think she is. I can double check on that one. I didn't see her name. I think Captain Lou is. I don't know how Albano is, but William Refrigerator Perry is a football player. He's in the Hall of Fame. He does not belong there. William Shatner does not belong in the Hall of Fame.
Oh God.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Drew Carey, all these guys do not belong in the Hall of Fame. The only celebrities that should be in the Hall of Fame is Mike Tyson, because he made a big impact on that one WrestleMania. Definitely needs to be in there. Mr. T, because the first 2 WrestleManias he was really into those. He was big time into those. Mr. T definitely belongs in there, yes, because he was in WrestleMania 1, had a big match with Hogan against Piper and Orton, and not Orton, Orndorff, and he had a boxing match with Piper in WrestleMania 2, and yeah, I just think that, and Pete Rose, yeah, because he took some pretty good bumps from Kane, and he was pretty funny about it. You know, he got manhandled by Kane the one year, and he came back and tried to hit Kane from behind with a bat, and Kane still beat his ass. So, I mean, yeah, it's funny. But these other guys, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I mean, there's so many people that don't belong there. And wrestling-wise, I'm not a big fan of Abdul the Butcher being there. This guy used to go to the ring with a fork.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. And now, is there anybody you can think of that you don't want in there? I mean,
that I don't want in there?
Yeah.
Well, I know
Go ahead.
I know you're gonna probably shit on me for this, but I don't think Sunny should be in there. She sold the ring.
Yeah, no, Sunny should not be in there. Sunny was
She's just a manager.
She was a big part of the Divas and stuff like that, but in reality, she didn't have a very good time going into before she went in the Hall of Fame. It wasn't like she was doing good before she went in and then got bad afterwards. She was having issues before she got in. And they put her in there, and like literally, I think, like you said, like not even 2 weeks after she got put in, she sold the ring. And now she's having problems again. And now, like we were talking about last week, there's even more problems with her in the accident.
Oh yeah.
It's just, I hope she figures this is what it is and it's over. But yeah, it's a shame. But yeah, I can see that. Also, Jimmy the Superfly Snooker should not be in there because of his past. He has some things outside the ring also.
Yeah.
Didn't
he murder somebody?
He was up for murder charges, and the way the evidence was presented, like they were going to stick, and apparently there was some. I think Dark Side of the Ring talked about how like there was one conversation with McMahon and some people, and all of a sudden the charges just went away. So that's a little scary.
Oh wow!
I think it was his girlfriend. I think now I think about it, and like the family's girlfriends think there was something there. They believe he was. Yeah, so yeah, but I have my top 10 list of people who I believe should be in the Hall of Fame. I got that for you.
You can give us that. I don't have.
Oh, that's good. 10. I love this one. Number 10, who I believe should be in the Hall of Fame. Once again, we were not in the business. We're just doing this for fun. So if you don't like what I say, I don't give a fuck. Okay? Hold on. Where's my thing? Here we go. Shut the fuck up! Yeah. I'm doing this for fun. You don't like what I say, I don't care. Number 10, Paul Heyman. The only reason why I didn't put him higher on the list because he probably won't accept it when he does get asked. He probably even got asked already, who knows, but he definitely belongs in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, he's the best talker in WWE, without a doubt. You can't hold a candle to that man.
You can't beat him. And I mean, ECW was very, very well. I mean, as much people say, "Oh, it's WCW and WWE," ECW was up there too at one point.
Yes, they were. I remember watching their.
I'm from Philly, so yeah.
My birthday, my sister got me the ECW pay-per-view November to December or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was a great show.
Yeah.
Dudley Boys were on it. The Blue World Order.
Yeah, he took a turd and made it shine. I'll tell you that. He was really good.
Yes, he did.
The one thing that he knows how to joke around and say he situates the positives and hide the negatives, and he did that very well. He did that better than anybody. So he definitely is. Number 9, a little controversial, but she definitely belongs there. Woman. Nancy Benoit. Before she was with Chris Jericho, she was with Kevin Sullivan. She was with them years ago, and I don't remember. It was before the dungeon, before them guys.
Nancy Benoit, wasn't she married to Chris?
She was married to Chris, but before that, she was with Kevin Sullivan years ago. Before that,
right?
Yes. And she was in ECW also. She was Sandman's valet for a while, so she's been around. Unfortunately, the things that revolve around her death, obviously, they're not going to bring her in there because
some people are saying it's a conspiracy.
Oh yeah. People think it was Kevin Sullivan who did it. Kevin Sullivan was involved. Yeah. Oh yeah. Which I think is just ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Who cares?
Yeah, there was some very conspiracy. It's disturbing to listen to now because I actually at Dark Side of the Ring they did some details and it's very disturbing. Not going to get into that, so we'll go right to number 8 because I don't want to get into that. But she belongs in there. But no, the side note is the reason why she's not in there because Triple H said one time why China's not in there because if you got people like he's like my daughters that don't probably know China are looking online for China. You got to find certain things, and I've seen those things with China. That's very interesting, but
one night in China.
No, there's more than just that, sweetie. Oh yeah, there's more than just that.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, but So let's move on. Umaga, who is actually which is a Samoan royalty. He's actually had a big thing back in the days. He was pretty good. He had a nice little rivalry with John Cena. He was actually part of that hair versus hair match with Donald Trump and Vince McMahon. Umaga was Vince McMahon's choice, and Bobby Lashley was actually Donald Trump's choice.
Oh, wow.
And Bobby Lashley won. Stone Cold was a special referee, and they shaved off Vince McMahon's head. So yeah, but he
didn't Stone Cold give Trump a stunner?
I don't think he did. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he did. I'm gonna look this up.
I know. Trump jumped on Vince McMahon and started beating him. He actually was hitting him, and his eye was swollen and stuff. Yeah, and Vince told him like, "Listen, if you want to do this, but you gotta sell. You can't sell. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. So hit me, so people can see it." So yeah, so he definitely balls. Number 7, Chavo Guerrero. Why is he not in the Hall of Fame? Like he did so well. He did pretty good. He did very well as tag teams with Eddie. They had a good rivalry with Eddie. Like, why is he not in the Hall of Fame? I just don't get that.
He did stun Trump. It's on YouTube. Yeah, it's on YouTube. WrestleMania 23.
Oh, I gotta see that. How bad did he sell that? It's I gotta see that later.
Let me look at it real quick. It's a minute and 38.
Yeah, that's Umaga right there. He was pretty for a big guy. He was pretty quick. He was pretty good for a big guy. Oh, that's when he won. Yeah, I actually won.
Oh my god!
They did the Razors. Yeah, Stone Cold was the ref. Yeah, I mean, you knew Trump wasn't gonna lose. You knew Trump was gonna lose his hair. Come on, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, he wasn't gonna lose his hair." You're out your damn mind. If you thought he was gonna lose his hair, you're ridiculous. This was good ball. I'll tell you that. Look at Bobby getting. Look at Bobby having fun. You know damn well you yell that later on for that shit. Where the hell's that? Where are they stunning at? Oh, is that? Oh, not bad. Not bad. Better than Vince did WrestleMania 38. Look at him just laughing. It's so funny. Anyway. But yeah, okay, so he did stun him. Okay, I did not know that. Now you know. Okay. I already said Chavo Guerrero. So Chavo Guerrero is number 7. Okay. He definitely with him being with Eddie and all that stuff, he definitely should have been in. He definitely should be in there. Number 6, my girl. I love this girl. Paige. How is Paige not in the Hall of Fame?
I agree with that. She was a trailblazer for the women's division.
You put the Bella Twins. A lot of people don't believe the Bella Twins belong in there. I'll tell you that.
They don't.
I don't really mind them being in it, but if you're gonna put the Bella Twins, hang up put the Paige in there.
Right?
Like, come on, it's just ridiculous. So Paige definitely belongs there. Number 5, Christian. Christian is still going this day. He had a good match last week with Adam Cole in AEW. It was actually pretty good. Wasn't great, but it was good. And he is not in there. How is he not in the Hall of Fame?
I thought he was in the Hall of Fame.
No, they put Edge in because he got hurt. And Edge makes a few jokes about him not being in the Hall of Fame. And now him being in AEW, who really knows when he's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's like Billy Gunn going into the Hall of Fame.
Billy Gunn in the Hall of Fame anyway. Number 4 is Mr. Jim Cornette. Now, Jim Cornette is in the Hall of Fame, I believe, with the Midnight Express, but he should be in there by himself. He's been around for 30, 40, 50 years almost, like 40 years in the business. He definitely has to be in there by himself. He should have his own spot in there by himself. Jim Cornette, the Racket Man.
He's a legend.
He is a legend. He's great.
He's funny as hell.
He is funny as hell, but he's so truthful, and he's like, he's hysterical to listen to. But he tells the truth. I love listening to. He's one of the 2 people in wrestling that I will listen to no matter what. Him and Jim Ross, I will stop for anything just to listen to. They're just hysterical.
I like Jim Ross too.
I love Jim Ross. Especially, I love now Jim Ross is not with WWE because he's more honest. Now that's a certain person who's back with WWE with his show. His show is totally different now because he's back with WWE. So it's it's not as good.
Yeah.
Not as good as it used to be. Number 3, Chris Jericho. You break down that Forbidden Door and put him in. Stop fucking around. You need to put him in. I understand everything. I understand you're pissed off him going to AEW and starting off AEW, but come on, man. Business is business.
Exactly.
Just put him in. I mean, there's no argument there. He's got to be in. Number 2, another person who should be in that you fucked up, and now he's with AEW, William Regal. He should be in. Especially with his work over the years with WCW, before WCW, then WWE, working with NXT. He was behind NXT, helped with the NXT UK. Like, how is this guy not in the Hall of Fame? Like, come on, man. You're putting guys like Hugo Beware because he had a parrot in the Hall of Fame, but you can't put William Regal in the Hall of Fame? What the hell is wrong with you people? And number 1, the hill that I will die on, that I've never changed my opinion on this one. Never in my entire life. And Tina knows who this is because she's already shaking her head, yes. Earl Hebner belongs in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
belongs in the Hall of Fame. This is one reason why I want to talk about this. Give me a reason why he's not in the Hall of Fame. Because why? Because he sold some merchandise with his brother that had WWE logos on it, which was against a policy, did not have it. But all the other people that you have the Ultimate Warrior, that you put a video out from Ultimate Warrior destroying his career, making him look like a bad person, and then you put him in the Hall of Fame. You got Macho Man, who had those rumors about Stephanie. He's in the Hall of Fame. Urban legend about Stephanie McMahon, which is, I don't believe, but still.
Yeah, it's an urban legend.
And for those who don't know, there are some rumors that Macho Man and Stephanie McMahon, at a very young age, fooled around a little bit, which is one of those weird, crazy urban legends, which they believe is why he left WWE, why he wasn't wrestling anymore. He left WWE. But, yeah, I don't believe that shit. So, yeah. But you got all these other people. Yeah, Earl Hebner belongs in the Hall of Fame. He's been in many championship matches. He's been in more WrestleManias than anybody. I understand what happened, and like I said, but all these other people you had bad blood with, you brought them back or you put them in the Hall of Fame. I mean, you just brought Cody Rhodes back. He left your company, started another company, and then come back to you, and you open him open arms. So, come on, just put him in.
That's what it's all about.
Is there anybody that ka-ching? I need to get a soundbite for that one, ka-ching. But anybody that you think of also belongs in the Hall of Fame?
Well, I was thinking about it earlier, and there's one person that I absolutely adored when I was 15 years old, and his wrestling name was Crush, Brian Adams.
Yes, Crush. Yes. He was actually
he had
pretty
the
good.
softest hands.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what was it?
I said he had the softest hands.
Is there something you're not telling me?
No. He shook my hand, and
do I have an inside the rope issue or something? Okay.
No.
Okay.
I'd put my hands in his hand, and he just had the softest, like, pillow hands. He had soft hands.
Man, she got a smile on her face. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, but yeah, he actually was pretty good. He had a good run. He actually one of the members. He actually one of the original members of Nation Domination. So was D'Lo Brown too, but he was like a small role. But yeah, he's and then he went to WCW, and I think he was in the NWO.
No, he was with Brian Clark. I believe his name was, who was Adam Bomb.
Brian Lee.
Back in the 90s.
I thought his name was Brian Lee.
No, it was Brian Clark.
That's probably his real name. You sure?
Right. That's his real name, Brian Clark.
Okay. But yeah, I'm almost positive. I remember seeing him with a NWO shirt on. So he was NWO. Everybody was NWO at one point. It was like 45 people in NWO.
I know.
There's people there who forgot they were in NWO. It was ridiculous. But yeah, I could definitely see him. I mean, you got Arnold Schwarzenegger in there. Why can't you put him in there? It's that simple. It makes no sense. Now, the funny part of all this was when we first started getting notes for the shows and stuff to talk about, one of the persons I had was on this notes was not Scott Steiner, but the Steiner brothers, the Steiners. And like I even said to you, like, oh my God, I guess I got to cross that off because they put him in. After all the stuff that Scott said, I'm surprised he's in there.
I am shocked.
He was saying some bad things. He was saying stuff.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was saying some stuff like, it's not real Hall of Fame, which he's right. I mean, let's be honest, he's right. It's in Vince McMahon's head. There's not a building, which I believe they're just trying to get a building for this. They're trying to build something for this. That's what that TV show, A&E show is about, the Lost Treasures, because they're going to start a Hall of Fame building, probably in Stanford, which makes sense. I mean, they got a warehouse there, huge warehouse that has all this stuff in there, from like past WrestleManias, like the Fist from like SmackDown's in there. They got a bunch of stuff in there, so they have stuff to put in a Hall of Fame.
Right,
have a Hall of Fame.
They got plenty of props. And the man. Vince McMahon has limitless money.
Yeah. A&E was them going around trying to find people's old stuff. They got they're trying to find their old stuff. Like they found like Jerry King Lawler's, I think, stuff. They found like Kane's original mask. They found I think they found Undertaker's jacket when it was like they found something. Undertaker stuff. I didn't watch all the episodes. I watched most of them. They found stuff from Mick Foley's. They went someplace and they found stuff at Mick Foley's. They went someplace in Philadelphia. Found stuff for it. They would go in their area where people have it and find stuff at auction. They would buy it back. But yeah, it was so hopefully they have a building. Like I said, Scott was a very surprised, but there are a bunch of people that I know are turning down the Hall of Fame. I'm pretty sure Sabu has turned down the Hall of Fame. Who else? You know who else has turned down the Hall of Fame for himself?
Oh,
X Pac.
he turned it down
He doesn't want to go in alone. Do you know why?
because of China.
No, he's afraid of public speaking.
Oh,
He doesn't want to be up there by himself. And if you look when he was inducted as NWO and as D-Generation X, you can tell that he's very uncomfortable talking.
yeah.
So yeah, that's why he won't. He say he won't do it himself because he doesn't want to be up there by himself. He's not good on the mic, so he will not accept him for himself. So yeah, which is
The
fine.
1, 2, 3 kid.
1, 2, 3 kid, which I actually remember that. I actually remember that.
I do too.
That's how old I am. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, that's crazy. But it's interesting. The Hall of Fame could be very interesting. I mean, next year you're probably gonna have Triple H going in.
Yeah.
I assume Triple H going in. That would be the logical choice because other than The Rock, I mean, I doubt Rock's going in because when they're looking like Rock's going to be main event in WrestleMania next year against Roman Reigns because they're talking like Roman Reigns is going to be undefeated till next WrestleMania, which I don't get, but okay.
I don't either. He needs to lose. Even if it's a non-title bout.
But who are you going to lose? See, that was my point. He should have lost that Survivor Series to Big E. That would have helped Big E a lot. And it would have shown him some vulnerability over time. You got looking at now like the whole God mode. I'm in God mode. Okay, that's cool. I like it. I do. But like, it's like the old adage phrase is like they never put the belt on Andre the Giant because of one simple rule. Why didn't it put it on Andre the Giant? Because who's going to take the belt off Andre the Giant? No one.
No one.
He was undefeated. So when he did win the belt, he gave it to Ted DiBiase. So, the same thing with him. The way you got Roman Reigns looking now, like he beat Brock, WrestleMania, like he beat him in like 12 minutes. So same thing with the women. Who are you going to bring in now? So I don't know. I mean, it could be interesting to see what happens. I doubt Cody Rhodes will get built up anytime soon to fight Roman Reigns. I mean, who knows? SummerSlam's only 5 months away, so they could build it up fast. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, you got the Hall of Fame, and you got Hall of Famers coming back too, which I think is hysterical. Don't worry, you go see Hall of Famers at Royal Rumble every year because they don't have enough women to do the Women's Royal Rumble.
I know. I mean, they can't even throw the NXTers in there. One year they had a whole bunch of NXT girls. And this year they just brought out everybody from the Hall of Fame, like Ivory and Michelle.
I counted 12 people that were not on the active roster in the Women's Royal Rumble. That's a lot.
Michelle McCool, God.
Michelle McCool, Lita.
I love Lita though. There's nothing
Holly.
Sweeter than Lita.
Yeah, Molly Holly. Bunch of people.
Mighty Molly.
Melina came back. Yeah, Melina came back. So yeah, it's and it's the funny thing is like people like Undertaker who got the Hall of Fame. That was a good. The problem with the last couple of years, you don't have those big names that came in for the Hall of Fame, and with the way things were, it wasn't exciting to watch it because, first of all, all their speeches are like 2 minutes long. Like, what's up with the time limit now? All of a sudden, you let Hillbilly Jim. He's still freaking talking. Like he was talking, he was going on and on and on, and now you got people coming out like Bischoff gets like 3 minutes. King got like 2 minutes. What are you doing? This is why I wait for every year. Let them talk. You weren't going to tell Undertaker he got time limit. I'll tell you that's bullshit. They were saying, yeah, Vince, I'm going to done when I'm done. I'll let you know. But yeah. So, what the final thoughts on the Hall of Fame? Is it a good thing for wrestling or a bad thing for wrestling? I mean, wrestling overall, not just WWE. I mean, overall.
I think it's a good thing, honestly, but I don't know. It's a weird thing because, like, we've talked before about Owen Hart, how he's not going to be able to be in the WWE Hall of Fame, but it's okay for him to be in AEW's Hall of Fame.
Well, when you have a Hall of Fame, yeah. Well, let's put it this way. There are other wrestling Hall of Fames out there. There are a lot of other wrestling Hall of Fames. I'm not too sure offhand what they're called, but there are a few, and I think Owen is in the Canadian one. I think.
Oh, good.
I know
Good,
Brett's
good,
in here.
good.
I know
Yeah,
Brett's in here.
of course Brett's in
Um,
there. Brett's a
but
freaking legend.
but I mean, like, Owen Hart definitely belongs in the Hall of Fame. We all know
Mhm.
that's one of those things that you don't need to talk about because it's supposed to be in there. We understand why he's not in there. It sucks. I know Mark Henry said something when he went in there, like saying to his wife, like, "Come on, let him in there, just please. He belongs in here. Just let him be in here." And you know
And
what? I
she's like,
understand.
no.
Listen, I mean, I understand. I mean, listen, I mean, I understand why. I kind of understand,
I do
um,
too.
but
It just sucks.
it's. I look at like probably later on in the years because I know maybe her kids will say, "Listen, let's put him in. Let them put him in," because the kids might look at it like But I
Well,
know
his son is a lawyer now.
yeah, their kids. Apparently, that their kids are totally away from wrestling and all that stuff. They're
Yeah,
totally alienated from wrestling. But you are the Hart family, so whatever happens, you are a Hart, which is good. It is
exactly.
good. Like even with like the Rhodes, like you're a Rose, you're McMahon, Hart, and Rose. You're good. You're or Flair. Your name's not going anywhere in wrestling. So whether
Yeah.
whether you're in wrestling or not, your name's not going anywhere. So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, like we were saying, Owen Hart is, I mean, in my heart, in my mind, in heart, and heart. I'll even say it in heart. He is in the Hall of Fame. It's just that
Absolutely.
he is the kind of guy the Hall of Fame was made for.
Yes. Especially
Unfortunately,
how he passed
yeah,
was
yeah.
sad.
I was watching that night. That was crazy.
Me too.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was that was him. So next week we gotta have what topic should we talk about next week? Women's division.
I would love to do the women's division. I have a
Next
lot to
week,
say about the women's division.
I'll bet you do. Oh, so okay, next week you take the lead then.
Okay.
So yeah,
I'll have to take some notes.
definitely take some notes. I do. I take notes. I look over stuff. WWE.com. Just news articles. I have like news articles pop up every here and there. But I mean, yeah, I actually wrote down. I actually did some notes already, and I actually wrote down the Women's Evolution pay-per-view of the matches.
Those were really good, actually.
But the thing is, like half the people on this list aren't even there anymore.
I know.
Actually, most of the people on this list are not there anymore.
I wonder when Asuka's coming back.
Dakota Kai. She's not with NXT anymore. She's going, right? Dakota Kai. I haven't heard.
She's still with NXT.
Okay, she's still there.
Yes, she dyed her hair pink and she had a match against Mandy Rose.
That's what I thought.
Mandy Rose yesterday. No, wait a minute. Yesterday, yes, yesterday.
The Riot Squad gone.
Yeah, except for Liv.
Gone. Tony Storm.
Thank God.
Gone. What's her name? Kara Sane?
Kairi Sane.
Kairi Sane? Is he gone?
Yeah, she's working for WWE in Japan. She's like a spokesperson.
Then you have other people like Nikki Bella, Mickie James, Alicia Fox, like Trish Stratus, Lita. Like the only people that are still there are Rhea Ripley, Shayna Baszler, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Natalya, Charlotte Flair, and Becky, and Ronda Rousey back. That's it.
Yeah.
And Nia Jax won a Battle Royal. But I'm going to look up and see, just for the notes, I just want to write down, I'm going to look up and see who's in the Battle Royal just for shits and giggles.
Okay.
So I want to see, because it looks like, I mean, out of maybe 20-some names on this list, only 4 or 5 of them are still there. So that's a little weird. That's weird to me. So
I'm glad Nia Jax is gone. She was hurting way too many people.
She was hurting people and stuff. It's a shame because she's a nice girl. I think she's pretty. I think she's
very pretty. I think she's gorgeous.
She's very cute. When she smiles, she's very cute. It was fun to see her at Alexa Bliss's wedding. She was actually at Alexa Bliss's wedding this week, so it was good to see her.
That's good.
Yeah, that was good. But
I always thought the whole Nia Alexa thing, the storyline where Alexa was bullying Nia, I thought that was a great storyline.
It was good, but the thing is, what I didn't like about it was like the only thing is, once again, the show is really tuned towards children and kids.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really want to have a bully, kind of a bully situation storyline, because if kids are watching it, might be getting bullied and it might be upsetting to them. You know what I mean?
Trigger warning.
That's the only thing I don't like about it. But it was good. It's good. It was good. But yeah, we can talk about that next week. Women's division sounds great. We definitely work on that. We'll do some more. I think next week we got some don't know what we have. Oh, we have a I think an Intercontinental Championship on SmackDown this week. It's going to be
Ricochet.
Ricochet versus Jinder Mahal. Man,
Oh God.
He fell off. He's another one. They put him so high up, and then didn't really do anything since then. And the only reason why I put him so high, even when he had the championship, this is why I feel bad for this guy. Even when he was a championship, which was like years ago, the ratings in India were still coming. In India, was still low. That's not good.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So I know that's coming up on SmackDown and on Raw. I guess we're going to have hopefully a female tag team championship match. I'm hoping that your prediction comes true and Rhea turns heel and turns on Liv. So we'll see what happens there.
She is going to turn heel.
Yeah. She was at COVID, so she wasn't there last week, so that's why I didn't have the match. The funny thing was,
right.
But hopefully, Rhea Ripley is supposed to be going into Edge's stable, which doesn't have a name yet. But to me,
the House of Edge. I told you, it's the House of Edge.
Get out of here. Ministry of Darkness Part 2. That's what it is. That's what it reminds me of. Remember I told you it reminded me of something? That's why I was like, oh my God, it just hit me at work. Ministry of Darkness. That's what it is. But
The New Brood.
The New Brood. Yeah, the New Brood. That'd be a good one. Yeah. The New Brood. Wasn't it already a
New Brood, exactly.
Wasn't it Hardy Boys a New Brood? So now it's a new Brood. Or a new and improved Brood, because that's always works in wrestling. New and improved. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how it is. So next week, we talk a little bit today about WWE Hall of Fame. And next week we'll talk about the women's division.
Awesome.
We'll have some more news for everybody. We'll do some reviews on the shows, and we'll talk about the women's division and how it's not used to be what it used to be. And with that, I think we're going to head out tonight. I think we're going to be done for the night. Good night, my friend Tina. I hope you have
good night, Chris.
And everybody out there who's listening, thank you for listening. Like I said, our podcast will be on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and a bunch of other little distributions places that are podcast addicts, all the places. Hopefully, you guys can like our Facebook page. Also, always Monday night. We also have a page. We also have a group. Page is a little weird, but group always Monday night. So if you want to join that, we put little comments and I put stuff and little pictures and memes on there, and also let you know when episodes are going to drop. So, with that being said, I will say good night and stay safe.
Good night, everybody. Love you. Bye.